Hey guys, welcome back to another horror movie review by yours truly, Santino. And a little change. It's not necessarily gonna be a horror movie review, but it is going to be movies that I just recommend to literally anyone out there that's just wanting to watch like a horror movie or doesn't want to watch a horror movie. I have different like subgenres of the horror. Let me go ahead and tell you what I have. I have found footage, I have gory / splatter, I have our classic horror movies, which you obviously have to have. We also have our paranormal / demons, ghosts over there in that area, and we also have our psychological. Let's get right into today's video. And also, before I start, I do want to say anything that I do say or anything that I do say or anything that I do, I don't necessarily condone everything that I do. Obviously, we know where I'm going with this, the whole smoking and stuff. That is just me. I am nowhere condoning that to anyone. Just because I don't want people coming at me in the future saying kids are on YouTube. Well, kids shouldn't be watching my channel anyways. My channel is for strictly older audiences and audiences that are able to talk about that or at least handle that, if you know what I mean. Actually, I want to jump in right into our classics. Let's go ahead and get our classics right out of the way because, hello, I think we all know a good classic horror movie. My first top pick is going to be, well, not necessarily top pick. These are not going to be in any order of any way. I love these movies, but for my classic horror movies, I am just gonna choose Halloween and Friday the 13th. Those are probably the best classic horror movies that you can get. Really, both of those horror movies are awesome. There is nothing more classic that you can get. Literally, from the soundtrack to the campiness to literally everything. You can literally absorb everything all in one. Classics are going to be the best. I'm going to jump into my gory / splatter, and I feel like not a lot of people know movies like this. At least my friends, every time I say a movie like this, none of them know what I'm talking about, and it's just because a lot of mainstream movies have really taken over literally everything. Literally every time like I try to talk to someone about horror movies, they instantly go to Insidious, which I'm not saying Insidious is a bad movie. Anyways, going into my gory / splatter section, I'm going to have Hatchet and Wrong Turn 2. So for Hatchet, if you don't know what Hatchet is just a simple, it's not necessarily a simple movie. I'm not gonna say that because it is not a simple movie. It is so gory, it is so intense. It is also really funny, so it's kind of like a dark, I wouldn't say a dark comedy. It's definitely a horror movie and it's definitely a splatter movie. It's like an homage to the 80s slasher flicks. In my top 10 videos, I do love that movie to death. It is just about a group of people who are on a tour boat and they're in New Orleans and they go to Victor Crowley's swamp. That swamp is his swamp and he's gonna make that known to them. If you get too close to his house, he gonna scream for his daddy. That's all I gotta say. What the hell was? Anyways, that movie, classic. That one's a 10 out of 10. That one's a classic to me at least. So for our other gory / splatter, we're gonna have Wrong Turn 2. Specifically, I love the second one. Obviously the first one, Elijah Dushku, hello, you cannot get any better than that. But in the second one, I really like it because it is a reality take on everything, and I thought that was so cool. I thought that was so unique, especially during the time that this movie did came out. That was really a unique thing. They did do that with Halloween, I think it was Resurrection. Yeah, Halloween Resurrection, they did do that, but that one, I think we all know how that one turned out. But with this one, they did a really, really good job. I mean, you can't really go a serious route, especially with this franchise. I mean, they are really, it's kind of a little funny. I wouldn't say the funniness overtakes the whole entire movie. It's definitely a horror movie. This movie is disgusting, but all this movie is another campy movie. Obviously, if you don't know, I mean, if you couldn't tell, I love campy movies. But oh my god. Anyways, so this movie takes place in West Virginia, and it's all these people who come on a contestant. They're like contestants on a reality TV show, and the woods that they are in are not good woods. And I really don't want to spoil that one, but that one is definitely a classic for me. I love that whole franchise. I think only up until the fourth one. I'm not going to talk about the other ones, but definitely 1 through 4 I would 100% recommend to you guys. Getting into my psychological subgenre, I really need to watch movies more in that genre. I really lack in that one, if I'm being honest. So the movies that I am gonna recommend to you guys are more mainstream movies. It is gonna be Get Out and Us. I personally love those movies. I think those movies flip my head in some way. Awesome. I would definitely recommend those to you guys. Get Out is about an African American and a Caucasian girl, and they are, you know, dating and stuff. And oh my god, I haven't watched this movie in a while, so I'm gonna be a little rusty with this. But what I do remember is that the Caucasian girl's family is very, very odd. And I know that she's also a part of that with them, and I remember that kind of really tripped me out. And it really has to, that one really has to do with psychological, because I remember that they put him to sleep and everything. So that one, if you really want to get your head twisted in some way, that one would be an awesome one. Another one would be Us. Us was so weird, the whole doppelganger or whatever you want to call it. That was so weird. Like, and then the ending, oh my god. I had to kind of like sit down and I kind of had to like write like, okay, so this switch, like, and then this, like, it's because it gets so twisted and turned. So if you also love a movie like that, that one, it will be one that I recommend. Jumping in to our paranormal / demons, what is this? Jumping into our paranormal / demons section, I have As Above, So Below. As Above, So Below can also fall into my found footage, but I have 2 better found footage horror movies for you guys. But for this one, As Above, So Below, that one has to do with, so much cult and so much stuff down there in the catacombs and the demons and the ancestry. Like, it is so crazy. If you have motion sickness, I wouldn't recommend this movie to you. But if you don't, I really wouldn't recommend this movie to you. It is so insane. Everything flips upside down. Seriously. Go watch that one for yourself. Trippy movie. Another of the ghost kind of dimension is going to be 13 Ghosts. I actually just revisited that movie not too long ago. I still love that movie. I will always love that movie. I'm actually gonna, like, I want to get the CD. I do have the CD and I want to watch that in the future and kind of really do the special features on that. But that movie is so good. It's about a family who their mom passes away in the beginning of the movie from a fire, and their uncle also passes away as well. Well, the uncle is really wealthy and he has a lot of money and he's got a mansion. And in that mansion, you know, they're getting the whole family that had already, you know, the mother passed away, the uncle passed away, everything had already happened. So they're getting a tour of that mansion. And that mansion has 12 ghosts basically. Someone's a 13. Well, no, 13 ghosts, or is it 12 ghosts? And then he was a 13 ghost. The whole 13 ghost situation, how everyone is so detailed to the bone. Everyone has their backstory. And I thought that was such a good idea. I also think that the comedy in this movie wasn't as bad as well. I think her name was like, she's a babysitter. I do know that. She is so hilarious. I honestly really do think that she not made the movie, but she definitely pushed the movie with her personality. I thought she took that character to a whole other level, and I really love that for the movie. I think that made the movie. Because personally, whenever I was a kid, I remembered literally her walking out. That ending scene of her walking out was literally the scene that I had always remembered. Just because she was so funny. Like, she was the character that made the movie for sure. So definitely go check that movie out. For my last and favorite subgenre of horror, we have found footage. I'm gonna have to take a hit for this one. Now, found footage is my favorite. I've said that in the past. Found footage is just the best. To me, in my opinion, everyone has their own opinions. So, just in my opinion, I think found footage is the best. Starting off with the one that I will say for this found footage one, the one that I don't like, out of the two that I picked is gonna be VHS 2, which is surprising. I know, I still love that movie, but to the one that I'm comparing it with, the other one just tops it so much more. But with VHS 2, I did actually already make a video on that, so I will leave the link in the description down below, so please go ahead and go watch that video on that. But for my number one pick, literally, I watched this the other day, and I had watched this actually after I had done my top 10 videos, and I wish I had put this in there. Wreck. Oh my god. The original version, the Spanish version, not the American version. The American version is good in its own way, but the Spanish version is so much better. It feels so real that like it left so much of an imprint on my head. And I didn't know that there was a Wreck 2, and I watched that back to back, and I was so excited to figure out that it's the same exact night. It's literally the 15 minutes after the first one happens. I absolutely love movies like those. I mean, Halloween and Halloween 2, for example. Also Hatchet. Hatchet did that with their whole entire franchise, and I absolutely love that Adam Green did that. But going back to this movie, so awesome. Like, I love that they did that concept with the both movies. The third one, I haven't watched the fourth one, but the third one, would not recommend. Not at all. Not even one bit. The first and the second one, highly would recommend. Those movies will trip you out. Oh my gosh. I had shown it to my best friend Rayanne, and I had shown it to my little sister. And whenever I tell them about movies, they're just like, whatever, and they'll watch it and whatever. You know, they're not that scared with my past movies. With this movie, they were shitting themselves in their seat. They were so scared. They were literally like they were just scared the whole entire time. Though they even are showing their best friends that movie because it's literally that much of a good movie. Like, seriously. I would highly recommend that movie. Honestly, if I would have put that in my top 10, I would definitely probably that would be somewhere in like 7 or 8, I don't know, but that would probably 100% be my top 10 movies now. Love that movie. Go ahead and go watch that right now as we're done. The Spanish version, again, the Spanish version, not the American version. That is going to be the end of today's videos. Please go ahead and make sure to follow me on my socials. I'm going to go ahead and put them right here. Yeah. And let me know what you guys would want me to review next. I know that this wasn't a review, I'm sorry. But I do have my escape room review that I am going to be putting out. I think that one might be put out before this one, or it might be put out with this one at the same time. Just because I did want to do this video just so I could do a little bit different and give you guys a little different thing of what I want to do on this channel. But please go ahead and subscribe down below, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you actually do know whenever I upload another video, and you can literally be the first one to watch, and then you can come to me and be like, Santino, oh my god. Period, boom. Yeah, that's gonna be the end of today's video. I hope you guys like it, and I hope you guys have a good day. And again, what's your favorite